very possibly could be the national championship game this Friday night when Ohio State and Texas play. And the reason I say that is because the winner will be favorite over either Notre Dame or Penn State. I'll give you an explanation of that, the advanced look-ahead line. But most importantly, I'm going to let you know how to play this Ohio State-Texas game and make some money. Free play with analysis coming up right now. Hi, this is Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV, breaking down your second national championship semifinal. This one, of course, Friday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Now, I'm recording it before the Thursday night game, so if you're joining us early, you can still check out my free play as well for that Notre Dame-Penn State game right here on Wager Talk TV. And look-ahead lines are available at FanDuel right now, and they've got Ohio State projected as about a 9-point favorite in the championship game. Texas about a 3-point favorite in the championship game. So you could very well say this is, the national championship game, even though it's a semifinal. But I'm going to look at the total for the free play here. The teams that played the first round went 4-0 last round. You could definitely make a case that the extended layoff did not help those higher seeds. Now, granted, Arizona State and Boise State were double-digit dogs. It's not like they were the better teams. But Oregon was the number one team in the country undefeated, and I do think Ohio State benefited from having some momentum coming in, where Oregon did look really slow out of the gate. They got behind big early and were never able to get in the game. And, of course, Georgia, the other team that was rested, a little bit of a phony team, too, looked really sluggish in the first half. So it is something to keep in mind next year when we have another round of 12, that, first of all, the home teams, the true home teams, went 4-0 in the first quarterfinal, or round of 12, whatever you want to call that. And then in the quarterfinal last week, the four rested teams went 0-4. So it is something to keep an eye on. Now we're back to kind of what we're used to, and that's semifinals and finals action. And I think the total has more value in this game. I do like Ohio State. As I told you when the playoffs began, I thought they were the team to beat. Their loss against Michigan as a 19-point favorite really kind of knocked them down within the public eyes and the odds makers' eyes. I thought they got a really tough draw against Tennessee. Once again, home teams going 4-0 in round one didn't mean much because, once again, SMU, Indiana, Clemson were kind of phony teams to start with. But Tennessee was legit, and Ohio State smoked them. And I really did think the Buckeyes were the team to beat. And they probably do get by this game. They opened as a 6-point favorite. They're now a 5.5-point favorite. But once again, maybe a little overrated at this point. This line probably would have been about 3 a few weeks ago. And by the way, I checked my spreadsheet. I log all the advanced odds. I don't remember seeing a look-ahead line on this game. There might have been some sports books that had matchups on all of them, or possible matchups. If you did, by the way, drop a comment below. Let me know if you did see an advanced line for the possible Ohio State-Texas game. But my guess is a couple weeks ago it would have been around a field goal. Now it's almost a touchdown. So you're obviously paying a premium to back the Buckeyes at this point going forward. And, of course, Texas barely escaped last week against Arizona State. But they did blow a lead in that game. They were up by double digits. And just like the Clemson game, they gave up some garbage points late and some garbage yardage. This is still the best defense in the country, getting a full touchdown, almost a touchdown, 5.5, 6 points. So we're going to look at the total here for your free play, and I like the under for a couple reasons, under 53. First of all, just based on line value, this line is too high. These are the two great defensive teams, two of the best defensive teams in the country, and even factor in pretty good offenses at times. Ohio State's games are averaging just 48.5 points a game. Texas is averaging just over 48.5 points a game total, yet the total is 53. Their opponents played have averaged about 51.5 and 52 points per game combined. So you can make a case this total should only be about 45 or 46. They both scored about 48 a game against teams that averaged higher scoring games, and now the total's 53. Makes no sense to me. Yes, it's an indoor stadium, a fast track. That could be part of it. But I do think the defenses match up well, and Texas's offense has really looked suspect at times this year. Ewers has taken on his former team. Keep in mind, he did start one game as a freshman a couple years ago at Ohio State, so that's an interesting dynamic here. But you look at their 39 points against Arizona State. Of course, that came in overtime. That game was an under, by the way, if not for overtime. Really bad beat, by the way, if you had the under that Arizona State-Ohio State game under the 51.5, as it was under at the end of regulation. Then, of course, overtime squashed that. But they still only had 53 total rushing yards in the game. A couple weeks before, they only had 31 rushing yards on 28 attempts against Georgia. And keep in mind, they only put up 19 points against Georgia and 15 points the two times they played them. And they also did play Michigan back in early September. Did put up 31 points. Of course, Michigan's defense got even better as the season went on. But they still averaged only about 380 yards in that game, despite having a 3-0 turnover edge. Ohio State, of course, played Michigan as well. That's the one common opponent. They did lose 13-10. So once again, the one common opponent really favors Texas. I don't read too much into that. But Ohio State also was somewhat limited against better defensive teams. As I mentioned, only 10 points scored against a good Michigan defense about a month ago as a 19-point favorite. And Ohio State also held in check against Nebraska, just 21 points. They did put up 35 against Iowa, but that game still totaled just 42 combined. On the Penn State game, they only scored 20 points. That game totaled only 33 points combined. The Michigan game, as I mentioned, totaled just 23 points. And once again, Texas, when playing good defensive teams, that Georgia game, 45 points and 41 points. Arizona State game was under at the end of regulation. So I do think you can make a case that both of these offenses come back down to earth a little bit here against two really good defensive teams. Ohio State on the season giving up just 12 points a game and just 4.1 yards per play. Texas giving up 14.5 points a game. That's a little higher now because of that overtime. Just 4.3 yards per play. And that comes against opponents that average 5.7 and 5.8. So both defenses hold the edge. The line is inflated because these teams are combined 4-0 over in the playoffs. They both have gone over in both playoff games. That's another reason we're getting some line value with the under 53 Friday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Hey, by the way, that is the Cotton Bowl. So it will be a little bit of a home field advantage for Texas also. That's another reason, not only a defensive dog, but they will probably have the home field advantage in Arlington, Texas. Something else to keep in mind as your handicap in this game. What are your thoughts? Side, total, player props. How do you think this game plays out? Drop your comments below. I read the comments and I reply back. Also, thumbs up, like. I will be doing the national championship game, so the more thumbs up, likes, the more comments below, the more free play videos I do for the championship game, NFL playoff games, which start this weekend. If you're liking the videos, comment below and thumbs up, like, and I will keep them coming, including basketball, college and pro free basketball videos as well. And never miss out. When you subscribe, click that bell for an instant alert. Click subscribe and click the bell for an instant alert so you know when these free play videos are posted each and every day here on Wager Talk TV. Speaking of NFL playoffs, tons of free play videos this weekend, but if you want all of my best bets for the NFL playoffs, you can save 25% right now with promo code PLAYOFFS. You don't have to spell it that way, just say it that way. Playoffs! That's right, promo code PLAYOFFS gets you an instant 25% off the NFL playoff package at checkout. On my page right now, Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com, and we are red hot in the NFL. 2-0 sweep last Sunday to finish the regular season. In fact, the last 5 Sundays, I've gone 14-2 on my client best bets, including a 2-0 NFL sweep last week. 14-2 the last 5 Sundays. I've been seeing it well on those NFL Sundays, and we will keep it going in the playoffs. And once again, if you're buying the NFL playoff package, be sure to use promo code PLAYOFFS for an instant 25% discount. Of course, if you want more than just the NFL, if you want the rest of college football, if you want my daily college and pro basketball, baseball starts in a few months. Great time to consider an all sports, all access. Make that New Year's resolution to become a long-term, consistent sports investor and take a long-term investment approach by using my 365-day all-access pass. If you're on board with me last year in 2024, you more than doubled your bankroll in just 10 months, and overall we finished up 133 units for the year on 2024. We'd already doubled our bankroll by October, and overall we finished up plus 133 net units on my client best bets in 2024. Hey, we're looking to do it again here in 2025. All sports, all access. Get it for about $1 a play with promo code SM365. Go to my page right now, Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. You'll see the 1-year all access. At checkout, use promo code SM365. You'll get an instant $811 discount. Why that unique number? Because that gets it down to exactly $99 a month, $3 a day, and about $1 a play for every college and pro basketball, football, and baseball best bet for the next 365 days and nights. Instant $811 discount on the 1-year all access with promo code SM365. Hey, look, you don't have to memorize the promo codes or the special offers. They're listed on my page right now. And right below that is a daily free play. You know, the last cut, I have about 2 to 3 best bets. I'm very selective. That last cut I put up as a free play for everybody every day with analysis, either football or basketball free play right now on my page, Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. And hey, get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Follow me on social media as well, at Steve Merrill, 2 R's, 1 L. At Steve Merrill on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.